The nature is wise, a huge stage where the balance of elements makes possible this spectacle called life. Life that shapes this blue sphere's face we call Earth, our home. A home full of life, which belongs to all creatures that inhabit it, today and in the future. We need to preserve it and at the same time follow the development of our lives. Is it possible to progress without harming? Yes, as long as there's more caring and respect to Earth's voice. Throughout the world, forests were diminished to allow economic advancement and material progress of countless countries, above all, the richest ones. And the advancement over natural resources has increasingly accelerated in the last decades. Today, the result of those so-called advances is unquestionable. And the predictions indicate that this is just the beginning. We don't have much time. The signs of global warming clearly manifest each day. Instant action is necessary to immediately cease the flow of climate change, which already devastates our planet. There is no distinction between the victims of this process. The damages know no borders. According to the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, IPCC, developed countries should reduce their emissions by 40% in relation to 1990 until 2020, and by 80% as of 2050. A short-term reduction at this level is practically impossible without the inclusion of avoided deforestation, also known as reduced emissions from deforestation and forest degradation, REDD. Only in Brazil, the potential of emission reduction by protecting the forest is estimated at 1.9 billion tons of carbon dioxide per year by 2030, according to the consulting company McKinsey & Company. In this context, the Amazon forest exerts critical roles on climate regulation, either by its interaction with regional and global hydrologic cycles, or as a way of maintenance of approximately 124 billion tons of carbon outside the atmosphere. The avoidable deforestation also pushes away the threats that haunt the balance of innumerable biomes and protects the life of countless valuable species, like vegetables, animals, and yours as well. But there's still time to listen to Earth's voice, and you can make the difference. Get to know the Brazil Living Forest Solution, a program presenting a methodology that unites the development we want without having to give up the environmental preservation that we need. Born from farmers who live side by side with nature, Brazil Living Forest created a methodology that harmonizes the material and the environmental progress. The farmers themselves become guardians of the forest as they receive payments for environmental services to preserve or to recompose the green areas. There is nothing fairer to those who provide a vital service for the planet's survival. People, companies, or organizations interested in taking their responsibilities for the planet's preservation acquire carbon credit titles, either by carbon sequestration or avoidable deforestation, which can be done through the transactions platform of BTAAB, Stock of Titles and Environmental Actives from Brazil. The titles, on the other hand, get the seal of Market, an institution of registration of environmental titles recognized internationally. To promote the actions needed, the money is sent to the farmer and his representative organization, which count on the technical assistance and orientation of professionals and specialized companies under the coordination of the consultant company IME, which is the intellectual owner of the Brazil Living Forest methodology. All of these actions are monitored by the IDESA, Institute of Economical and Social Environmental Development, a non-governmental organization recognized by the Brazilian government. part of the credit's money goes to the private areas to finance the maintenance of the native forests or green recomposition for carbon sequestration. Another part of the money goes to the creation of small industries, adapted to the productive characteristics of each region, which will aggregate value to the products of those regions and promote the social development of local populations who need to exploit the forests today. To accomplish their work, Brazil Living Forest also counts on a partnership with Brazilian government's environmental entities, such as the Environment Ministry through IBAMA, Brazilian Institute of the Environment, Agriculture Ministry, as well as institutions and universities that give scientific support like FIPAF and UNESCO. After creation, the projects are permanently monitored. A proper software allows the following of preservation actions and reforestation via internet. This way, the investors or even the clients of the investing companies can verify in a transparent way the monitoring of their environmental policies. Today, the Brazil Living Forest is present on the 4 major Brazilian biomes: Amazon, Atlantic Forest, Pantanal, a kind of wetland, and Cerrado, a kind of savanna. And the results are excellent. The farmers have already begun to receive money to bring their properties in line with legal and environmental expectations, and everyone has great confidence in the future.
Eu vejo que o projeto Brasil Mata Viva é uma oportunidade de inserir a propriedade rural no contexto de pagamento por serviços ambientais.
Esta é a primeira ação concreta que transfere recurso de uma ponta a outra, beneficiando quem está protegendo.
Está nos orientando a maneira correta de como se preservar.
Então é desenvolvimento econômico com sustentabilidade. É isso que o Xingu Mata Viva propõe, é isso que ele está fazendo acontecer.
E aqui é uma região especial para preservação. Tá? Mas dentro da medida, nós também temos que sobreviver aqui, né?
Eu sou produtor rural que estou preservando o planeta.
The Brazil Living Forest actions are oriented to protect flora, fauna, and to preserve biomes fundamental to the balance of temperature, rain cycles, and aquifer supply, all essential to the majesty of life. Transparency, trust, collaboration, results, benefits. This is the mission of Brazil Living Forest. Participate. On the site www.brazillivingforest.com, there are detailed explanations of the whole process. Access it. See how preserving the planet is, besides a survival affair, a great opportunity of nature's development for those who have to neutralize emissions, farmers, local communities, and for yourself. Brazil Living Forest, valuing lives, preserving the planet.